Hey, ladies and gentlemen, real quick intro to this video before we get started. I had uploaded this yesterday, and before I even finished filling out the description and the title, it had already had a copyright claim on it. I'm not exaggerating. Before I hit publish, before this video went live, it already had a copyright claim by somebody called Viral Hog. I don't know if the mom that put this Facebook post up originally sold the rights to the video to this Viral Hog company, or if they're just one of these assholes that goes around and claims every viral video, knowing that most smaller channels don't have the resources to fight something like that. So I filed an appeal. They upheld the claim. So I don't know what the situation is there. But the fact of the matter is, the mom of the kid in this video wanted this to go viral. She wants people to share it. She wants people to draw attention to it. And on top of that, it was totally fair use. I used the video for commentary purposes, for educational, for news reporting, all fall under the parameters of fair use. I did commentary on it. I paused the video several times and talked about what was going on, going above and beyond even what fair use is, but apparently this Viral Hog person doesn't give a shit about fair use. They suck at YouTube, they suck at life, but I cut the video down as much as I possibly could, which ruins the fucking context because there are things that happen in the video, like the TSA agent explaining to the kid what they're going to do. I had to cut out the innocent parts to show the less innocent parts just for this video. And again, I don't really know what the TSA agent was trying to do here. It's suspect. It definitely doesn't look good, but I want you all to be the judge of that. Get with me in the comments below. Tell me what you think. You'll hear my opinions on it, but we can talk about it. And, yeah, I encourage you to go watch the full video, read the article. Links are in the description. So there you go. Enjoy the video, and please subscribe and all that good stuff. We'll see you later. Wow. This story is just mind-blowing. Now, it's been a long time since I've been on a flight, mainly because, I don't want to I don't want to have to buy 2 seats for a plane. Because I'm a fat piece of shit. Actually, last time I flew, I could have fitted one. I'd imagine I still can, unless they've made the seats smaller. The TSA, now look, I know that they have to do the searches, and sometimes they have to do the more thorough searches for random people, seemingly random people. So every once in a while, they'll give some random person that doesn't really look like a threat a little extra attention so as not to appear, I don't know, racist or as if they're profiling or singling any certain type of people out. But this is a little ridiculous. This is from the Metro, but this is all over the internet. This is just the first article that popped up, so I'm going to go with this one. Mother's outrage after power-tripping airport security pat down 13-year-old son. So this kid is 13 years old. And, you say, okay, a pat down, that's nothing new. They do this type of thing. For some people, it's more involved than it is for others. I know the last time I flew, I got the pat down. I got pulled aside, and they were like, we need to search you more thoroughly, I guess, because I looked like a suspect. But this kid, I don't know, man. He's a little ginger kid. Let's just read on. This is the moment airport security patted down a 13-year-old boy for 2 full minutes. 2 minutes. When I got searched looking like a possible terrorist because I had a big beard, I was wearing loose baggy clothes, I looked suspect. They spent 30 seconds on me tops. That's it. And again, this was a few years ago. Supposedly things have changed, but again, this is a 13-year-old boy who doesn't look remotely threatening at all. And matter of fact, we'll find out here. Aaron Williamson, who suffers from sensory processing disorder, was stopped while heading through security at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Now, you may be asking, what is sensory processing disorder? Well, let's look. This is from WebMD. Sensory processing disorder is a condition in which the brain has trouble receiving and responding to information that comes in through the senses. Some people with sensory processing disorder are oversensitive to things in their environment. Common sounds may be painful or overwhelming, or the light touch of a shirt may chafe the skin. Others will be uncoordinated, bump into things, be unable to tell where their limbs are in space, be hard to engage in conversation or play. So in other words, touching this kid could be like detrimental to his health. This is from the mom's Facebook page. Jennifer Williamson says, "We have been through hell this morning. They detained Aaron for well over an hour at DFW and deliberately kept us from our flight. We are now on an alternate. We were treated like dogs because I requested they attempt to screen him in other ways per TSA rules." So I guess if you got somebody with a special condition, you can say, hey, you know, this person has SPD. Don't be touching him and shit. And I'm guessing in their head, they said, oh, well, maybe she's just telling us this to get away with something. Maybe she's hiding something on this kid, so we better pat him down. You can look at the kid and tell he has sensitive skin. He has SPD, and I didn't want my child given a pat down like this. Let me make something else crystal clear. He set off no alarms. He physically did not alarm at all during screening. He passed through the detector just fine. He is still several hours later saying, I don't know what I did. What did I do? I am livid. Please share. Make this viral like the other children's videos with TSA. I wish I had taped the entire interchange because it was horrifying. We had 2 DFW police officers that were called and flanking him on each side. Somehow these power-tripping TSA agents who are traumatizing children and doing whatever they feel like without any cause need to be reined in. So let's check out the video. You know, I'm not one to profile and judge a book by its cover, but this guy, he looks like he might be on a registry somewhere. Probably not, but he does, you know. I've looked at the registries before. You know, they have that website where you can see the people on the map live around you in your neighborhood, and they sometimes have a picture of them. He fits the description, I'm sorry, but he does. He might be a perfectly awesome dude, he might be a really nice guy, but the way he touches this kid, it's a little suspect. I mean, this kid has to be terrified. So here we go. Okay, he's checking the shirt, under the arms. Everything's pretty much normal at this point. The band of his britches. And down his pockets, on his legs, getting a nice feel of the ass. Ugh. Ugh. This really, like, it bothers me because I look at this kid and yeah, I understand that people do some fucked up shit. People will hide drugs, weapons, whatever on a kid. It doesn't happen often, but it's happened. But again, you can just look at this kid. Give him a quick 30-second pat down. He's barely wearing any clothes to begin with. The clothes he's wearing don't provide very many hiding spots for anything. I get a really creepy vibe from this. And I can understand why the mother felt it was very inappropriate. And the messed up thing is he goes over, like, he's been a little thorough. And I know they have to be thorough, but a little too thorough. He's already done this. A 13-year-old kid should not be going through this. I'm sorry, it just shouldn't. And he goes back over. So that was just the pat down. Now, we have to also realize that they were detained for like 45 minutes because they had to wait for the police to show up to supervise this because of the kid's condition. Allegedly detained for well over an hour, during which time an airport officer extensively patted down her son, who was wearing cutoff shorts and a t-shirt. As an SPD sufferer, it is not known whether or not Williamson took advantage of TSA care, which takes into consideration certain conditions for travelers. She goes, that's the Facebook post again. Her post has been seen 7.1 million times. The American Security Agency brought in new rules recently calling for comprehensive pat-down procedures for passengers. Again, I haven't flown in a few years, so I'm guessing this means all passengers. For a kid that's barely wearing any clothes at all. I'm not trying to implicate the security officer, the guy patting him down. He might be a cool dude. He might just been doing his job the way he was taught to do it. And that's all fine and good. But if this is the procedure, then the TSA really needs to reevaluate. You don't need to spend this much time on a kid that's barely wearing any clothes. He definitely doesn't have very many places he could be hiding anything. And he got all the important places within 30 seconds. Making searches more intrusive, the standardized system replaces the choice airport customers previously had between body scanners or other technology only if they set off alarms. The TSA is standing by the controversial Texas incident In total, the pat down took approximately 2 minutes. They wrote in a statement and was observed by the mother and two police officers who were called to mitigate the concerns of the mother. The passengers were at the checkpoint for approximately 45 minutes, which included the time it took to discuss screening procedures with the mother and to screen 3 carry-on items that required further inspection. People on Twitter deemed the incident inappropriate, with some calling it near molestation. I don't think it was. Again, this is a normal pat-down procedure in some respects. I think he did spend a little too much time going over certain parts and re-going over those parts. I don't think the guy should lose his job over it, but I do think some attention needs to be drawn to this to kind of say, hey, is this the way we should be treating kids who come through our screening procedure? You can give them a quick pat down. You don't have to go over rubbing his dick several times, grabbing his ass a couple times, up and down his legs 2 or 3 times. You can get it all done in about 30 seconds. And they ended up missing their flight. Of course, they got they put him on a different flight and everything. Of course, it turned out the kid wasn't packing anything. They didn't go full cavity, so who knows? Maybe he had a full stash of heroin up there. Maybe he had a kilo in his anus. The consensus is the kid was clean. This was totally pointless and maybe a little intrusive. I know it was intrusive. It was a little much. Man, I don't know about these people tweeting. TSA agent gets his jollies filling up a teenage boy. That pat down was near molestation and way over the top. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. I can't make that call, and I don't think you can either. He didn't grab the 13-year-old dick and play with it for a minute. He didn't spin the balls in his hand like some of those Chinese ball spinny things, whatever the hell those are called. He did a quick not a quick pat down. He did a pat down, maybe a little more thorough than he should have. Child molester TSA agent pats down a special needs boy at DFW airport while horrified mother watched. The kid has to be traumatized because again, he's just wondering, what the fuck did I do? I just wanted to get on an airplane and go do some shit. And next thing I know, I got a guy putting his hands all over my dick. That's weird for a 13-year-old boy, honestly. Who knows what kind of thoughts were going through his head at the time. Is this borderline molestation or TSA just doing his job? Again, I don't know. I don't want to say that it's molestation, but can we agree that he spent a little too much time on certain areas? And that he seemed to enjoy it a little too much? And the mere fact that it's a 13-year-old kid with a not a skin disease, but a sensory disease, barely wearing any clothes to hide anything in the first place, it's a little messed up. I definitely think the TSA agent at least needs to be reprimanded in some way, maybe not fired, but definitely needs to be retrained. And if this is what they are advising all pat-down procedures to be like from now on, I think they need to reevaluate that procedure, especially for kids, because you can't just go touching kids like that. I'm sorry, you can't. And yeah, I know people, like I said, people do shitty things and people will hide stuff on their kid's person and whatnot. But how often does it fucking happen? I think it was wrong the amount of time he patted this kid down, especially the parts he decided to focus on for the longest amount of time, several times, going over certain areas. And it's suspect. It's definitely suspect. But I think the fact that the kid's mom was there and there were 2 cops there, would the guy really get his jollies, as that one person said, by filling up a kid? So again, this doesn't happen all that often. And when it does, people are going to slip through the cracks. And that sucks. If the kid had some kind of weapon on him or something, that sucks. But I don't think it's as big a problem as this is necessary. So I guess that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Again, talk to me in the comments. Tell me what you think of this. I'm just doing my part, trying to raise awareness. Like the mother said, it at least needs to be known that it happened. Whether or not, again, I don't think the guy was trying to molest the kid with all those people in the room, especially his mother and the cops, But maybe the procedure is just a little too intrusive. Hit me in the comments below. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. I go out there and do some cool shit, but watch out for the potholes.
This video is brought to you by dubzlist.com, where I, Tony Dubz, scour Amazon and countless other online retailers for the coolest, most unique products known to man. Use it as a gift guide for those who have everything, or be selfish and keep it all for yourself. From naughty adult toys to pranks and gag gifts, from mind-blowing scientific gadgets to kitchen helpers, computers, collectibles, games, apparel, sports gear, and everything in between, dubzlist.com is your portal to all the shit you never knew you needed. Dubzlist.com is used as a means of support for the dubCast and Tony Dubz YouTube channels. So if you like what you see here and want to help out, simply bookmark the site and buy the featured products, or click through the affiliate page and shop for anything you may need from dozens of sites, including Amazon.com. So from the bottom of my cold, cold heart, thank you for your support of these channels, and happy shopping.